Ladies and gentlemen, when you feel like quitting, when the road gets dark and the path feels like it's swallowing you whole, that's exactly when you must dig the deepest. That's the moment your character is being tested. Not in the sunshine, not when everything's working, but in the rain, in the storm, in the chaos. That's where warriors are born. That's where dreams either die or are driven to life. Quitting is always the easiest option. It whispers to you when you're tired. It beckons you when you're frustrated. It taps on your shoulder every time the pain gets too real. But just because something is easy doesn't mean it's right. There's a reason your heart started this journey. There's a reason you've made it this far. You didn't come this far just to give up. Every single person who has ever achieved something extraordinary has faced the same fork in the road. One path says it's too hard. Stop. The other says it's hard because it matters. Keep going. And those who choose to keep going are the ones who write history. As Thomas Edison once said, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. That's the thing, success often hides just behind the next obstacle. One more push. One more try. One more day. That's all it takes. But you have to be the one willing to take that extra step when everyone else sits down. The pain you're feeling is not punishment. It's preparation. The struggle you're facing is not a dead end. It's a shaping process. The tears, the sweat, the sleepless nights, they're all bricks in the foundation of your breakthrough. If it was supposed to be easy, everyone would do it. But the path of greatness is narrow, and it's only walked by those who have the courage to say, I will not stop. You will have days when you feel invisible, when your work seems unnoticed, when your effort appears to be in vain. You'll feel like you're shouting into a void. That's when it's most important to keep going. Not for applause. Not for recognition. But for the promise you made to yourself. Because discipline is doing what you said you'd do long after the mood you set it in has left you. The road to success is not paved with motivation. It's paved with consistency. Motivation is fleeting. It's a spark. But consistency, that's the fire. And fire forges strength. When you feel like quitting, don't ask yourself how you feel in that moment. Ask yourself why you started. Reconnect with your reason. Was it your family? Your freedom? Your future? Anchor yourself in your why and you'll find the will to keep walking. Success doesn't shout. It whispers. And it whispers to those who are still standing after the storm has passed. The world belongs to the relentless. Those who fall and rise. Those who are knocked down 99 times and rise for the 100th. The real victory lies not in never failing, but in rising every single time you fall. There's a quote that says, fall 7 times, stand up 8. Because failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every great inventor, athlete, entrepreneur, or artist has tasted failure. What made them different is they didn't let failure have the final word. They looked failure in the face and said, you don't scare me. You teach me. You are stronger than your excuses. You are bigger than your setbacks. You are more capable than you even realize. The human spirit is undefeated when it decides to be. No one can defeat a person who refuses to quit. You've got to stop waiting for the right time, the perfect condition, the right mood. You've got to move with what you've got, from where you are, with fire in your soul. There's no growth without resistance. Diamonds are created under pressure. Muscles grow when they are torn and repaired. The same principle applies to your life. You will not become your best self in comfort. You will become your best self in challenge. You will meet the greatest version of you when you endure what you thought you couldn't handle. Imagine how many dreams died the moment someone chose to quit instead of push. Imagine how many inventions were left undone, how many books unwritten, how many lives unchanged just because someone surrendered too soon. Don't let your dream be one of them. Don't let your vision be buried by temporary emotion. As Aristotle once said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. When you feel like quitting, build the habit of continuing. Even when it's messy. Even when it's ugly. Even when it's slow. Progress is progress. Crawl if you must. Limp if you have to. But move. Your mind will play tricks on you. It will tell you you're not good enough. It will scream your fears. But remember this, your mind is a battlefield and you are the warrior. Guard your thoughts. Replace fear with faith. Replace doubt with discipline. Replace despair with determination. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent. There's no shortcut. There's only showing up. Every day. Whether the sun is out or not. Whether your friends support you or they mock you. Whether your bank account is full or empty. You show up. You fight for what matters. You fight for your name, your legacy, your future. The world doesn't owe you anything. But you owe yourself everything. You owe yourself the effort. The perseverance. The refusal to give up. Because the one who keeps swinging eventually hits. The one who keeps climbing eventually rises. The one who stays in the race eventually wins. Not because they're the fastest, but because they're the last one standing. Be patient, but don't be passive. Your time is coming, but you've got to keep walking toward it. You don't water a seed once and expect a tree. You water it daily even when you see nothing happening. That's faith. That's discipline. That's belief. And that's what separates those who achieve from those who wish. Don't be afraid to be alone on the path. Don't fear being misunderstood. The lion doesn't concern itself with the opinion of sheep. Stay focused. Stay committed. Let your silence speak. Let your results talk. Let your journey unfold. Just make sure you're still walking when others stop. Nelson Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it is done." And he should know. He didn't quit after a week, a month, or even a year. He spent 27 years in prison and still came out fighting for freedom. That's the definition of unbreakable spirit. What's stopping you? It's not the talent you don't have. It's not the resources you lack. It's not even the setbacks you face. The only thing that can truly stop you is you. Your mind. Your decision. Your commitment. You can have every reason to quit, but if you can find one reason to stay in the fight, you win. You weren't born to be average. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to rise, to stand out, to do something that matters. Your breath is proof that you have purpose. Don't waste it quitting when things get hard. Use it to speak victory into your life. Speak courage. Speak resilience. Speak success. Michael Jordan said, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." He didn't fear the miss, he took the shot. You must do the same. You will fail sometimes. But each failure is a lesson, each loss is a step, each stumble is a building block. One day you will look back and realize that this moment, the moment you wanted to quit but chose to keep going, was the moment your life changed. That was the turning point. That was where everything shifted. Because you didn't fold. You didn't fade. You didn't flee. You fought. And you won. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of it. Confidence is not knowing you'll never fall, it's knowing you'll rise if you do. Strength is not being unbreakable. It's refusing to stay broken. Don't chase comfort. Chase greatness. Don't settle for what's easy. Go for what's worth it. Don't listen to the voice that says, "Give up." Drown it out with action. Overpower it with progress. Smother it with belief. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to feel tired. But you are not allowed to quit. Not now. Not here. Not when you've come so far. Every scar, every bruise, every drop of sweat, it all means something. Don't let it be for nothing. When you feel like quitting, remind yourself, winners are just quitters who never quit. They had the same doubts, the same fears, the same fatigue. But they chose discipline over despair. They chose effort over excuse. They chose faith over failure. Success isn't reserved for the lucky. It belongs to the relentless. You want to be great? Then be willing to keep showing up when no one's watching. Be willing to do the work in silence. Be willing to sacrifice sleep, comfort, popularity if it means building a life that makes you proud. There is greatness inside you. Not potential greatness. But it needs to be awakened, shaped, tested, and proven. And it will only rise when you decide that quitting is not an option. That you'd rather struggle on your feet than die on your knees. That you'd rather fail trying than live wondering. Your moment will come. Your reward will arrive. Your name will be remembered, not because you never fell, but because you rose again and again every time the world tried to keep you down. Because you said, "I will not quit." Now stand up. Wipe your tears. Square your shoulders. Take a breath. And take the next step. One step. Then another. You're closer than you think. And when your day comes, when your victory arrives, you'll be able to say, "I made it. Because I refuse to give up." Keep going. You've got this.